months here. How's it going? How do you get adjusted to being here?
It's been great. It's the family, everybody's here. It's a family atmosphere. I feel great, man. Ball, the whole atmosphere. I'm enjoying it.
What kind of stood out to you? What is it, that family atmosphere?
Just how welcoming everybody was here. From top down. Mr. Tanner on down. It's been a great adjustment. Moving the family here. It's always a big adjustment when you're moving your kids and your wife and everybody. But it's been great.
I mean, what
That's it? Oh, okay.
What has it been like to work with so many, of these defensive coaches that are, kind of known across the country for being masterminds?
First of all, I'm lucky situation, to be up under, a guy who's respected around, college football and also in the NFL ranks of being in the top ranks of X's and O's coaches, so to learn from, Coach Muschamp and to work with T-Rob and Coach Robinson on a daily basis and Lance Thompson on a daily basis, you play the game so long, but it's still always things you can learn from coaches on that aspect of it. So it's been great, and I've been enjoying every minute of it.
Wait, does your NFL background command attention from kids this age? And do you ever use it to sort of get their attention, or is it ever a factor?
I think it's a natural thing. A lot of these kids here, they grew up, watching me play on Sunday. So I think it's a natural thing for them to maybe listen to me a different way. And my thing is I got to use that and funnel that in the right way. And show them the way. Show them how it's done. Show them, the things you do. How to take care of your body, how to watch tape. The things to do away from the game. So I think I get their ear a little different than a lot of guys, but it comes with the territory.
We hear T-Rob a lot. We hear Coach Thompson a lot. When we're out here, we don't hear you much. Is that just your personality, or is that a first-year guy who's just trying to work into things?
You hear me, you just probably don't recognize the voice.
Maybe.
I probably after the day, you probably recognize the voice, but I tend to be I shoot them straight.
Yeah.
I don't sugarcoat it with the guys. I'm hard on them at times, and I love them up when it's time to love them up. So I take a style that's probably a little different from a lot of guys, but this is I kind of use what I would have wanted when I was a player, or the type of coach that I would have wanted coaching me when I was a player, and I try to translate that now into coaching.
How much do you feel like you're learning on the job, or do you feel like all of your NFL experience and working in the strength program is given that you're a coach?
You always learning, man. I watch coaches who've done this, for years and years, and they tell me and they advise me that you're going to always be learning, whether it be a different scheme or a different technique or a different way to to connect with the players. So I'm always learning.
How much improvement have you seen from this group? What kind of stands out about them?
That's a lot of improvement. I think the biggest thing is probably the way the kids are adjusting and buying into what we're saying. When you get the kids to buy in, that learning curve seems to shrink a lot, and I think that's where we're at right now. Yeah.
Talk about a buck position. What are sort of the physical and mental demands? Sort of a hybrid spot, I guess, between defensive end and an outside linebacker.
First of all, you got to be a tough kid.
Yeah.
Super tough, man. You got to be thick-skinned because I'm a coach really, really tough, and I'm gonna get on them really, really, really hard. But it's a tough kid, a kid that can do a lot of things. An athlete who can play the run, play the pass. Come in and be physical, do a lot of things for us, and it's a lot expected from the position. So I'm expecting a lot from it, and right now we're trying to find get that connection or that combination of guys that we're going to use there.
Mike, do you have the personnel here to play the buck the way you want to play it?
Well, we're still in the evaluation process. I don't want to say yes now. I don't want to say no now. You don't want to go in and say we're going to do this with the guys. You kind of want to adapt to the type of guys that you have and go from there.
What do you see in Darius English?
Guys, he's been here. He's been here a while, so he's familiar with college football and the things you need to do as far as off the field, and getting your body ready to play. Athletic ability. He has the size, very long guy, so we're just trying to tailor, the things that we've done in the past to his things that he can do for us now.
Do you work with the same group of players each day, or do you and Coach Huss or trade some guys back and forth?
We've been trading guys. Like I say, we're trying to find that perfect connection of guys that we're going to use and see what fits best, moving forward. So you probably see me coach a number of guys.
Yeah.
When Will was putting together his staff, did you reach out to him? Did he reach out to you? How did you guys first start talking about this possibility?
The connection's been there from when I first finished playing. He was at Florida at the time. I went back and finished up my undergrad, and the connection's been there. He knew I always wanted to get into coaching. And we just stayed in constant communication, and things worked out for the best.
The way he coaches defense, similar to anything you've done in your pro career. I mean, how does it remind you of anybody, any system you've been in specifically?
When you play so many years, you're pretty much accustomed to all systems.
Right.
You can only play cover 2 and cover 3 so many ways. I think it's just the lingo, the terminology is a little different, and which I hit the ground rolling. So I think it's going to be a perfect fit.
What do you see in Boozy Whitlaw, and what does he need to do to sort of rise up the depth chart? When we talked to Coach Muchnick on Sunday, he mentioned he was behind 2 or 3 other guys on and he had a pretty good year last year as a freshman. The pass rusher.
I think just keep coming along, buying into what we're doing. We preach effort, toughness, and discipline here a lot. I think the more he buy into that, the more you're going to see of his production on the field. And those are things I preach to him every day. I preach to all the guys. You got to give effort. The guys that give that 100% effort every day is going to be the guys that play on Saturday afternoon.
Did you maintain much of a relationship with Coach Spurrier after you left Florida?
Only when I seen him in passing. Coach Spurrier. He's a busybody. So I would always go to the Florida-South Carolina game or try to go to the Florida-South Carolina game if we was off, and would definitely speak to him and chat with him a little. So. He's the ball coach, man. You got to keep in touch with him.
Did you start to get a feel for what your rotation would look like if you guys started today?
No, not really. It's a little further out. We still got a lot of work to do. Still kind of evaluating guys and actually seeing what we have.
Anything else for Coach?
That's it. Hey, no problem.